Good morning, you guys. I think today is going to be a fun work day. I'm finally getting to really start working on a project that I have wanted to do for a while of landscaping around the house. So I've been wanting to redo it just because it didn't really look good. And I kind of wanted more space for more pollinators and like pollinating flowers, and more space for herbs and things of that nature, and perennials and things that would be more longer blooming flowers. So I'm pretty excited. So we're about to go to Lowe's to get started on some of the materials that we need. So we're gonna be getting some stuff to redo this whole section. I want to build like a retaining wall and good morning, and fill it in and travel it all the way around this side of the house. So like we have these big azaleas here, but they only bloom a couple times a year, like in the spring and fall, and I don't know, it just gets covered in weeds and everything kind of just looks dingy. And so I also really need a pressure wash with this White House. You have to do it multiple times a year, but I'm very excited to redo this section of the house. Here we go. So it's another day to put in some work on my new Pollinator and Herb Bed that will be landscaped around the front of the house. And I have to be honest, I am so tired and not really in the mood for hard labor, but such is life sometimes. It's been a really busy and stressful week at work, but sometimes you just gotta push through and get stuff done. I don't know if you, like me, also work a full-time job. Sometimes it can be hard to watch homesteaders and gardeners on YouTube who do that full-time and think, oh, but they have all this time to do this. But you can find the time to. I know I certainly do. It is possible. So don't give up if it's a goal and a dream of yours and a hobby or a passion. Just find the time. You'll find it. I know that I certainly have, and it's 100% worth it to be more sustainable, protect the earth more. Isn't that right, Luna? So, anyway, gotta get started. I know I'm procrastinating and putting it off. What are you gonna do while I work, Oliver? Is that it right there? Because of the humidity, I am already sweating so much. All right, so I finished wrapping it around and doing this side. There isn't a big azalea stump under there, but I'm hoping eventually it'll just decompose and I'm gonna put dirt over it. We can't figure out how to get them out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. I wish I could chop it up more, because this side is gonna drop down to one stone level so that it would be easier to still get under the house. We're gonna build a better door for that. And this side is just gonna be really mulched. I'm gonna have a little water hose reel here so I can roll in the water hose instead of dragging it every time. Some plant pots and stuff. And then around this azalea. So it'll still look cute, but it'll be more mulched and not full on flowers like the rest of it because I just need this part to be clean and accessible. There's a bunch of cords and different things going on over here. So that's my plan. Just don't know what to do about this stump. I have tried axing this stump. Honestly, the best thing would probably be to get somebody here who could grind down the stump, but I don't know if I'm gonna spend the money to have that happen. I already have a big tree that I gotta get cut out of my yard and have that stump ground down. So I'm probably just gonna see if I can mulch over it somehow or axe it down a little bit further so that it could at least blend in with the mulch, but we'll see. Honestly, I'm just ready to get this done, have it all filled in, and get to the fun part, which is growing. So, although I do love a project, I gotta admit, I love a project. Help has arrived. Say hey, Mom.
Not much help.
You are. If you ever wonder where my curly hair came from, there she is. What do you think about my project so far?
It's too hot to be outside in the sun. I have sweat just dripping in my eyes.
Me too. All right, I just wanted to do a quick update on the project so far. This is day 2. I recorded a lot yesterday and got a lot done by myself, and then my boyfriend helped me go get a bunch of materials and stuff this morning so we could continue working on it basically. But I'll show you guys where I'm at. So this morning we went and got some landscape mix from my favorite local nursery. It's organic. Then we got some more stone because we need to finish up over here. I'm trying to burn down the stump currently. It was my dad's idea to hopefully burn this down, and maybe that would make it easier. And then I started and did that all yesterday as well. And then I got a new hose reel so that I can have that easily accessible for all these new plants. Hi you guys, so I just wanted to show you the updated house project. You can see we've had a tree removed here, so we're still working on stuff. It's been such a long process trying to get everything done, but we do have the part around our house finally finished landscape. Most of the plants are starting to fill in, although I'm still starting some inside to add to here, but I'll show you guys what it's looking like. So starting on this side from where we got the tree removed, you can see this is the whole area that we landscaped and filled in as a new pollinator and herb bed, plus some other perennial type stuff too, but hopefully that can all act as. So starting from over here, I planted some zinnias. They're all hiding. This is some lemon thyme, which is kind of doing not very well right here. I might need to move it to a shadier spot. I have some hydrangeas. They're looking a little sick ever since I planted them, but hopefully they'll bounce back. This is a black and blue sage, salvia type thing. We have some African blue basil, and when this flowers, the bees just love it. And other good, oh my gosh, there's a worm right here eating my stuff. I had squash out here hardening off in the sun, and they got all eaten. But anyways, the African blue basil is seriously amazing. It smells so good and it's just so prolific. And also it's so easy to propagate, like unlike other basil, you can just kind of cut it off right here, and if you stick it in some water, it's gonna propagate and grow roots, and you'll have a new African basil, blue basil. Have some foxtail ferns. That's Rudbeckia, but it was in the free pile because it needed to be saved, so I'm trying to bring it back to life. I have another one too, so hopefully I can bring it back to life. But it's like a little petunia, some more hydrangeas, some more zinnias. I'm planning to fill in all the blank space with other stuff too. This is called pineapple sage, and it puts off these little red flowers that hummingbirds just love. So it's supposed to be really good for hummingbirds. Another foxtail fern, another hydrangea. This is lemon verbena, so it's an herb, an edible herb, and smells so good. It smells like just lemon, you know. Another rutabaga plant that is trying to, not as bad looking as the other one, but we're trying to bring it back to life as well. Some more zinnias that are getting started. A hydrangea. Another African blue basil. Look how huge this is, seriously. Like, this is the way to go, honestly, if you want some really good basil plants. This is a gardenia, so this will get pretty big, but we'll have to keep it trimmed. So we have it right here on the corner where hopefully it can get big without any issues. Then over here we have another little foxtail fern that I'm trying to bring back to life. A zinnia, and this is also pineapple sage. This one was flowering, but it looks like, I don't know. So planning to fill in a lot more of the spaces. I want it to just be completely full and filled up with flowers. So not quite there yet, but it's getting there. And then we filled in this area with mulch. We need to build a new door for that still. That's like the entrance to our house, or like a little gate. So we use the mulch from the tree getting taken out right here. I'm planning to get some different pots, so just ignore that. Some different pots. This is our water hose thing, and I need to get those ferns, but here's our azalea, which is starting to fill out already again since we trimmed it back. And so yeah, I just want a bunch of like different pots of different stuff here. I have a moringa plant hardening off up here that I'm planning to put in a pot, and hopefully that can go over here as well. So yeah, still needs a little bit more work, but it's looking really good. Also, while we were redoing that, we figured we would redo this section in front of our house. So I had kind of designed this when we first purchased this house, but it had mulch instead of little rock, and it kept washing away. So we just redid it with mulch, not with mulch, but with rock, which has been amazing. So I need to add a fresh layer of pine straw, but other than that, and add some more flowers, but it's looking really pretty over here by this is the side entrance to our house. There you can see I have some plants hardening off as well. That's a milkweed plant. You can see I've had a lot of visitors here. There's several different milkweed plants hiding in here because I also want this to be like a really good just pollinator section. Here on this side, I just have a bunch of liriope. I don't know how to pronounce it exactly, but it handles the rain that drops off of here really well. So this also needs a fresh batch of pine straw and a few more plants that didn't take when we first came in. But other than that, I'm really happy with how this is looking. It's kind of been one of those projects where you start on one thing and you're like, well, while we're out here, we might as well do this. And so it's just ended up being this big whole redo project. We've pressure washed, we've done so much, and I couldn't have done it without the help of Jade, my boyfriend, who's helped me do a lot of this as well. So been really, really awesome. I'm excited to have it done. I'm excited to have all these different little sections for butterflies and bees to come and hang out. It's been fun, like no matter where I'm at my house now, I can kind of have little friends hanging out with me, so that's always really fun. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me and re-landscaping around my house with me to build some new pollinator and herb beds. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it gives you some ideas of stuff that you can do at your houses, because there are just so many different ways to do wonderful things for the environment. And if you know, you could even use some of those areas to garden food. If you don't have a lot of space for gardening food, you can always include that into your landscaping as well, which is just another great way to utilize your space, especially if you don't have a lot of land. So I really recommend that as well, just making sure you're not using any pesticides or anything like that if you're planning to also garden for food, and just in general anyways, because you don't want to harm your pollinator friends. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next time.